Now, I welcome President of World Congress of Psychologists, Professor B.G. Reddy, sir. I also welcome Professor R. Subhashni, ma'am, Secretary of World Congress of Psychologists. I happily welcome the Treasurer, Professor Suresh, sir. I welcome all the EC and CC members of World Congress of Psychologists. And I also welcome today's speakers, once again, Professor B.G. Reddy, sir, and Professor K.N. Tripathi, sir, from Department of Psychology, Barkatullah University, Madhya Pradesh. And I welcome all the participants. And today we have an awesome number of 52 participants, and we are going to have a wonderful time. So I welcome all the participants. Once again, thank you so much for attending the seminar. Now I hand over the mic to Sandhya.
Thank you, Dr. Anupama. Good evening to one and all present here. Myself, Dr. Sandhya Sishwaran, working currently as professor with Nittay School of Management, Bangalore. On behalf of World Congress of Psychologists, feel it an honor to introduce our beloved Professor B. Govinda Reddy, sir, President, World Congress of Psychologists, Sri Venkateswara University, Andhra Pradesh. Professor B.G. Reddy completed his PG and PhD from the Department of Psychology at the University at Sri Venkateswara University, Andhra Pradesh. He joined as lecturer in 1985, promoted as reader and professor of psychology in the same university. Professor B.G. Reddy held the position of director twice at Sri Venkateswara University. He served in the same university for more than 30 years and taught B.Ed, M.Ed, and MSc psychology students. He guided more than 17 PhD students and 18 MPhil students, written 14 psychology textbooks to Telugu Academy, Hyderabad. He also published more than 60 research articles in different journals, and he is the founder general secretary of the Indian Academy of Psychologists, founder president of Inspired Professional Psychologist Society of India, founder president of Superannuated Psychologist Society of India, founder honorary president of Unemployed Psychologist Society of India, and the founder president of World Congress of Psychologists. On the above four psychological associations, many workshops at national and international conferences were organized. In 2020, more than 35 national webinars were organized. Professor B.G. Reddy personally organized more than 55 physical awareness programs in schools, colleges, and universities. As a psychologist and as a lawyer, he extended counseling services to more than 1,500 families. Now, I request Professor B.G. Reddy, sir, to speak on today's topic, role of psychologists before pandemic.
Yeah. Good evening to every one of you. Thank you, Sandhya, for introducing me so nicely. So, welcoming the core committee members of World Congress of Psychologists, executive committee members of World Congress of Psychologists, and the coordinators, Anupama, Dr. Sandhya, and Sanjeev Kumar, then today's participants. Here, today's topic, as you all know, role of psychologists before pandemic and during pandemic. Here, my role as first speaker, role of psychologists before pandemic. Here, we being counseling psychologists, we had a very good role in extending counseling services to the needy in the society. As far as this term, counseling is concerned, counseling means is not just giving advice or suggestions to the client, but only counselor guides the client to look at the problems in an objective way, and the counselor's role is mainly just suggesting the solutions and putting forth the client several solutions. It is the client who has to select finally an appropriate solution. So that is the main role of the counselor, as well as the main role of the client, in order to have a fruitful discussion and a goal as far as the counseling session is concerned. Here, coming to the the counseling process is concerned, there are 5 steps are there. Number 1, setting up relationships. Second one is assessment of the total situation as far as the client problem is concerned. Then goal setting, third step. Then coming to the fourth step, intervention, and final one is termination. Here, coming to the counseling process, here the characteristics of the counselor and the physical, the physique of the counselor, the outward personality of the counselor. So plays a major role. That means first impression is the first impression, and it should be continued till the client achieves the goal. So that is the main characteristic of the counselor. Here, as far as this skills are concerned, mainly there are about communication. As far as counseling process is concerned, communication plays a major role. Under communication, here, two types of communication are there. Number 1 is the communication non-verbal skills, and verbal skills are there. And here these 2 types of skills plays a major role as far as the counseling process is concerned. Under lead skills, I can say some of the lead skills such as listening, empathy, then genuineness, then positiveness, concreteness, open-mindedness, and discipline and interpretation of the interpretation skill plays a major role. Mainly as far as India is concerned, there are 4 major types of counseling process are going on. That is number 1, family counseling, then rehabilitation counseling, then substance abuse counseling, and mental health counseling. Of course, there are other areas too, some kind of say industries, sports, in other settings too. The counseling psychologists are being appointed, and they are also playing the major role. Now coming to the main difference between counseling and therapy, I should explain you. Here counseling, we being psychologists, having done PG in psychology, then PhD in counseling, and we being called as counseling psychologists, our role is mainly to extend the therapy in the sense that we are not supposed to administer any kind of drugs, and we are limited to deal the neurotic problems such as anxiety, OCD, psychosomatic disorders, and phobias, and depression, and so on. That means our area, as far as this counseling psychologists are concerned, it is only a short-term process, and we will be dealing with neurotic problems only. Coming to the psychotherapy, here it takes against to this opposite to the short-term counseling. Here psychotherapy, here mainly the people, the psychiatrist, and before that clinical psychologist, these 2 combining together, they do this psychotherapy, and it is a lengthy process also. And here main type of problems here they will be dealing are psychotic problems only. Under that we can say schizophrenia, paranoia, involution melancholia, and so on. Now as far as therapy is concerned, mainly here 4 types of therapies are there. Commonly we used to the 2 therapies used to apply. One is behavior therapy, then cognitive therapy, then humanistic therapy, then holistic therapy are concerned. So that is very brief idea which I gave as far as this counseling process is concerned. Here, so far as psychologist for the past 15 years, more than 15 years of practicing psychologist, I have dealt more than 1,700 cases, including families as well as student problems are concerned. Here, actually, in our university, in 1995, the MSc Psychology distance course is being introduced in our university, and later the first batch, soon after first batch is being completed. By 2001, we have established the Indian Academy of Psychologists, an academic organization, and I was the founder general secretary for that Indian Academy of Psychologists. So I myself take a lead and I gave a representation to the then additional SP of Tirupati, then requesting the additional SP to take our psychologist services to the people, our clients who are coming to the respective women police station. So then onwards, at university level and at district level, the psychological process have been started at the Chittor district, and we were the first people just through Academy of Psychologists. We have mooted this idea, and there also we took a lead. Since then, including along with my research scholars, once in a week, I used to go to the women police station to extend counseling services to the family people. And similarly, once in 15 days, along with my senior professors who are psychology teachers, once in 15 days, we used to take a hire in a taxi, and we used to go to the Chittor district to the respective headquarters. There also one woman police station is there, and that day we used to attend the counseling cases available in that police station. That was the routine schedule, and since then, since long back, we have been extending the so-called counseling services. And also, as all just our student Dr. Sandhya have presented, just above organizations, later on also for organizations I have established. Through that, so many workshops and national and international conferences were also just conducted. And through that, today, this one is the World Congress of Psychologists. So that was the above 4 organizations have become a base to establish this World Congress of Psychologists. Now I really feel proud of just involving our own psychology fraternity throughout India now. Now here like that, our counseling services we are really rendering towards last year also we have conducted 35 webinars, both national and international webinars. And earlier also, I have carried out 55 programs in the rural areas, particularly covering schools, colleges, and so on. I have contributed a lot towards the society. Now, in my experience, in my richest experience, I would like to just face before you 3 to 4 cases which are quite important. When we went to Chittor Women Police Station, there just one newly married couple case being directed by this respective DSP, District Superintendent of Police, to me. So that case happened to be a very interesting one, and they loved since 5 years, and that love was so just a strong one, and later they got married, and not even completed 3 months. That girl, married girl, immediately she rushed to the police station and gave a complaint against her husband. The only reason for giving a complaint is because the boy is having hair on the chest. That was the reason. But later, after studying the case, I just could not do anything. I could not do justice towards that case. Later, I came to know the reason was both the people, both these newly married couple, they had an earlier love affair with other people. That was the main reason, but not that this boy is having hair on the chest. That was not the reason. That was the reason was the other one, and later I came to know. So this was the particularly reason for dissatisfaction. Within 3 months, earlier they had love affair with other people. That was the main reason. That was the first case. Then coming to the second case here, domination of mother-in-law. I know that family since many years. I got intimacy with that family also. And what I observed in that family, that lady, mother-in-law, she controls everybody at home, mainly controls her husband, controls her 2 sons. First son happened to be a lecturer, well-educated gentleman, did PhD and working as a lecturer in college and married to one of the girls who are related. Then there, that was a really an interesting situation. Within a few days, that girl could not be able to digest the total domination of her mother-in-law. Then she waited, expecting some change will come from her mother-in-law, but no change is there. But later, she started grumbling. She started quarreling with her mother-in-law, and many a times she went back to her parents' house also. And meanwhile, so many mediations went on with the elders, and also so many cases were also just lodged in the police station. And in turn, that case comes to me as psychologist. But neither police nor mediators nor myself could not do anything, because and later recently, meanwhile, the couple they blessed with 2 children, and even the children too have just grown up. And recently that mother-in-law passed away, and today everyone is happy leading their life on their own. That was an interesting situation. Next, coming to another case, a middle-aged couple just came to me through the police station only. They are having 2 children, and one girl is studying medicine, and another boy is studying engineering. But the man is happened to be alcoholic addict, and his alcoholic stage is a fourth one. And before coming to the police station, that alcoholic addict, just the gentleman committed suicide 3 or 4 times. But under that circumstances, neither the police nor myself, because the alcoholic addiction stage happened to be 4th one, and he could not be able to stand. He could, the total body is shivering, and he could not speak properly. That was the condition of the patient. Then, actually, due to some kind of problems, economic constraints, she could not do anything, and ultimately, depending on the nature of the situation, as psychologists, we have simply by observing the case and thoroughly studying that case, I have directed the case to the one-stop center necessary legal action. That was the third case. Next, coming to the 4th one, this is a cell-addicted case. Here, this boy, both the parents are well off, and they are all grade 1 officers, and both the parents are so busy, and they are blessed with 2 children. The first boy is studying the junior college, and the second boy is studying in the school level, and both are just studying in a residential type of education. And this boy, recently the cell culture through cell culture and so many types of problems we evolved. We have been just seeing in the newspapers also, and we certain types of games also led the youth just to commit suicide also, that we have been looking at in the newspapers also. Then later, just as psychologist, I just conducted 3 to 4 counseling sessions, and I settled the problem of that cell addicted boy. Then coming to the last case, I am telling you, this is a dowry demand case. Here, the father-in-law is a highly greedy man, but he is highly rich. He is highly rich by all means. He is superintendent from the topmost position. To his credit, 2 factories are there, 60 acres of mango garden is there, 4 luxury houses are there he had. But apart from that, as I told you in the beginning, he is a greedy man. He demands openly lakhs of rupees or gold to his grandchildren's birthdays. This is not a single demand. These type of demands are many. But finally, the daughter-in-law lodged a complaint in the police station. Came to me. I counseled the case by explaining the advantages and disadvantages and applying the appropriate psychological techniques, and I could be able to solve that problem. So these are all the case studies through my counseling.
You have muted yourself, PCR.
Dr. Sandhya? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now we can hear you. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insights with your practical experiences. Now, on behalf of World Congress of Psychologists, I feel it a privilege to invite and introduce Professor K.N. Tripathi. Professor K.N. Tripathi worked for more than 33 years in teaching and research. His areas of research interest include motivation, social and educational psychology. He has published many research articles in distinguished journals and guided more than 15 PhD students. Professor Tripathi has visited and worked in the universities of Canada, UK, and France. He has been awarded the Commonwealth Visiting Scholarship in the year 2004-2005 session. He has been selected as visiting scholar under Indo-French Social Scientist Exchange Program. He has completed projects sponsored by NCERT, ICSSR, and Shastri Indo-Canadian Institute. Now, I request Professor Tripathi, sir, to talk on today's topic, role of psychologist during pandemic.
Thank you, Dr. Sandhya, for introducing me, and honorable office bearers of World Congress of Psychology. It's an opportunity for me to share my own views on the topic selected by the organizer, role of psychologists before and during pandemic. So we were hearing the practical experiences of Dr. Reddy, and definitely we have learned a lot from his own experiences. I would like to share my own views on the influence of pandemic, what psychological impact was created by this pandemic, and how psychologists are dealing with this negative consequences of pandemic. We all are witnessing that outbreak of the COVID-19 virus caused many changes in the daily life and behaviors of individuals, especially with staying at home and social distancing being declared some of the best ways to reduce the spread of the virus. Not only this, we are also experiencing nowadays our emotions, thoughts, situations which have never experienced before because of the pandemic. This pandemic, it is not there were no pandemics earlier. Earlier also there were so many pandemics we faced in 1820, and after that there are n number of also pandemics we faced. But the nature of this pandemic is entirely different, because as we are also realize that as COVID-19 initially creeps in and subsequently spreads at a galloping pace, it has been ravaging country after country. It is, and its influence can be seen, its negative influences can be seen by all of us. So due to this pandemic, it has produced significant and variable psychological impacts in each country, depending on the stage of the pandemic. Now question comes to us that as a psychologist, what we can suggest to the community and what interventions we can suggest to the community at a whole to fight with ill consequences of this COVID-19. Earlier, I just mentioned my own view that it has created a lot of change in our lifestyle and behavior of individuals. And these changes are producing negative consequences. For example, we are just witnessing that yet number of negative consequences. For example, stress, depression, anxiety, poor self-esteem, lack of self-efficacy. These all psychological characteristics are taking place by the or within the individual who are suffering or who have suffered with the COVID-19 effect. So in this way, we can say that this pandemic has many psychological effects, including lack of feeling, economic, social, and health security while quarantined. And what we can do, we need to adopt a new lifestyle change.
Sir, unmute yourself, please.
So I am sharing my own views, like when we are talking about the adapting lifestyle changes. So by doing this, we can manage the fear, contracting the virus and worrying about people close to us who are vulnerable, who are challenging, and can be particularly difficult for people with mental health conditions. So here, the role of psychologist as a counselor becomes very important, because it is being realized that the role of a specialist counselor and psychiatrist is no less important than the role of doctors and nurses during the COVID-19. Now question arises to us, how we can cope with this increased fear, delusion of diseases, anxiety, and obsession, compulsion disorders, because these diseases are frequently being observed among the people who got opportunity to have the COVID symptoms. It has been also evidenced that 75% of the psychiatric patients diagnosed with mental illness before the pandemic have an increased degree of symptoms due to extreme fear and delusion. So it's my personal submission and my own practical experience that prevention is the key to surviving this pandemic. The more the person takes his medical precautions such as sanitation, not touching the surfaces, staying at home, and social distancing, the more he or she will be safe. Again, when we are talking about the social distancing, it is creating a challenging issue to the psychologists. For me, it is not social distancing, but rather than it is physical distancing. Because social distancing inhibits us not to interact with other people who are in need. So in that way, we have to maintain the physical distance and we have to do not maintain the social distance. Rather than we have to support socially the others who are having exposure of COVID-19. And when we are talking about the lifestyle changes, what changes we can pursue to cope with the ill consequences of COVID-19? Because fear of contracting the virus is influencing our lifestyle in a very, very negative way. So at that moment, the positive thoughts are essential, becoming essential. Because as a psychologist, we have to develop belief and we have to spread the faith among the population that if we are following the preventive measures, we'll be away from the getting infection from the other people. As a example, we can also demonstrate the example of medical professionals because they got opportunity to interact frequently with the COVID affected patients, but all the medical professionals are not getting infection. So in that way, we can also spread the belief among the people, among the population, that these are certain preventive measures who can be used in a precautionary measure to avoid any ill consequences. And this type of belief should prevail among the people, like I can control. When I can control, if we develop a positive attitude, means positive attitude again indicates that when someone develops fear of death, of very acute negative consequences, so at that moment the psychologist's role becomes very important, and he has put the examples that number of positive result is more as compared to the number of negative results. In this way, practically, if we are in position to convey our positive message to the people differently, then they can control their negative thoughts and feeling. Again, one is the media is also not playing very positive role in a spread of COVID. So in that way, we have to restrict ourselves turning off the news. Always, we should not develop the frequent tendency to get exposed with the media, because always media does not provide the positive news to the people, because media spreads the sensations, media also spreads the negative news, and they have their own objectives and purposes. So in that way, if we are in position to communicate the persons, the people, limit media, so automatically by limiting the media, they can be successful in reducing the anxiety. So limiting media does not mean that you are just going away from exposure of the media, not at all, but you have to limit yourself not more than twice a day. So only you can check the updates in the morning and before the dinner. So that's sufficient. You can get the informations, you can get about the information of events happening in the country, and as in that way you can restrict yourself too from developing the negative attitude. Because you might have observed that media often creates an exaggerated impression of global panic. That's not real. So that exaggerated impression produces a negative impact on the human being. Then the second behavioral practice we can do to cope with the COVID negative influences, get and provide warm, comforting social support by either video, telephone, or text. So here, emphasis is given on connecting ourselves to others, to our dear friends, to relatives, or to our well-wishers. This is a critical. So always you need to take spare some time to share your feelings and to listen and support others, and it will go a long way. It can produce a positive impact because talking with others who have our best interests at heart makes us feel safe. A number of researches have been conducted. Like if you have positive mood, it may enhance your immunity. So in a similar way, if we are joining, we are connecting ourselves with our near and dear people, automatically it may produce a positive impact and it may also boost our immunity. So in that way, we can use telephone, we can use video, we can use text, we can use the others electronic devices to connect ourselves with others. So it is said that it is a good idea to use these connections to talk about the things you normally would. Similarly, you need to develop your hobbies for engaging yourself. It is a good idea to use book club online because it may create feeling of connectedness. Similarly, you can host a dinner on Zoom so you can exchange your thoughts with your friends, with your family members who are far away from yourself. The other things which the psychologists can spread among the people as a coping strategy, that is the find ways of expressing kindness, patience, and compassion. Because be extra kind to yourself. This is a hard time for everyone. We need to remember always. I recall that a particular statement was just given by our famous industrialist by Tata, who said that it is time to think only about people and country, not to think about other issues. So similarly, this is a hard time for everyone. Humans across the world are sharing this experience with you. We are all in this together and we may all emerge with a renewed appreciation for our interconnectedness. Helping others in need is both critical to get through this well and also creates more purpose to our days and well-being. So in this way, we need to practice the positive behavioral modes. Similarly, the other lifestyle changes which we can incorporate is create new routines and keep practicing health behaviors. You have noticed that during this entire 1.5 year duration, either the doctors, allopathic doctors, homeopathic doctors, Ayurvedic doctors, or scientists, they all gave emphasis on the practice of yoga. Yoga has been considered as a health behavior. So this particular practicing yoga and practicing other positive health habits should be promoted by the psychologists, because routine and ritual are restorative to us. Our brain wants predictable activity so we can relax our vigilant nervous system. And by way of practicing yoga, by way of practicing the positive health habits, automatically our nervous system will be vigilant and our mind can be relaxed. Similarly, it has been emphasized that we need to go to bed early and go outside each day to be active. And we need to remember that our activities, thoughts, and mood are closely linked. If we want to change our mood, we need to change our activities and our thoughts. Then only in a collaborative way, we can create a positive change in our thinking as well as in our behavior. The other component is, it is also said, eating well. Eating well indicates that good nutrition helps our mood. And we have read in the psychological literature that stressors seek comfort foods, and in turn high carbs and sugars impact our mood. Many researches showed that a better diet has been linked to better mental health and stress resilience, whereas a junk food Western diet is linked to depression and anxiety. So if it has been proved, it is to be disseminated among the people, and they should be stressed. They should be effectively communicated to follow these positive behavioral habits. And people should be asked to fill their home with fresh produce, vegetables, and whole foods when possible. If our family member is struggling with the eating disorder, so again, they should be informed that they should consult the experts, practitioner, and automatically, if this particular problems can be controlled, their other problems also can be controlled. Other things which we are witnessing, that emphasis is being given on our youngsters work well enough from home. It is also creating the positive as well as the negative problems, negative psychological issues to our youngsters. So some suggestions can be followed to convert this practice in a comfortable and well-being experience. Means there are certain recommendations how to stay focused and productive during work at home. Confine the work space to a specific clear area. It indicates that your work space area should be organized in such a manner so it does not intrude on your personal needs. Control sound. End the work day with clear boundaries. Have a morning or evening check-in with a colleague or supervisor. Because if we follow this particular practice, we can reduce social isolation and provide structure to your day. Other things which I would like to share with you, we need to enhance the psychological capital as well as the internal locus of control. When we are talking about the psychological capital, because we all are the students of psychology, so we are very much aware about the psychological capital. Psychological capital, we can say, is a positive psychological state of development characterized by hope, efficacy, resilience, and optimism. Hope refers to perseverance toward goals and the use of multiple pathways toward the attainment of goals. Self-efficacy is the belief in one's own ability to perform various tasks. Similarly, the resilience enables individuals to bounce back from episodes of actual or potential failure. And the optimism refers to a positive perspective toward life events and expectancy of positive outcomes. So in that way, we can say psychological capital is a resource caravan combining these four resources. So we need to, as a psychologist, signal the persons who are suffering from the negative thoughts that these four resources, human resources, internal resources, should be increased. And not much effort is required in developing these resources in a vertical mode. Psychological capital has both negative associations with mental health and positive associations with well-being. It has been proved in the researches. So the time has come now that we need to promote the psychological health in a positive way. We need to develop hope, optimism, efficacy, resilience among the people so they can well equip themselves to accept the challenge of COVID-19. The next one is the internal locus of control. We all are aware about how internal locus of control influences our behavior. So there is a need to develop internal locus of control. Means we need to rely on our own efficacy. So if we need to rely on our efficacy, then we can develop a positive tendency. Yes, we are able to control the ill consequences, the negative consequences of COVID-19. Because when we are talking about psychological distress, it is again the example of locus of control, control belief. Because similar event can produce psychological distress for A and cannot produce the psychological distress for B. Because it influences the control belief of the individual differently. So when individual believes that they are able to control the consequences, then they can develop, they can evolve, they can develop, they can learn that they have the personal responsibility to influence life circumstances through proactive behavior and personal choices. You can take example of distress when it produces the negative consequence and when it produces the positive consequence. During the distress or during the disasters, when exercising control over global causes is not possible, so individuals with internal locus of control engage in precautionary behavior. Because if it is not controllable, for example, you can relate when you purchase the insurance. Why? To secure your future. So it is an example of using internal locus of control. You know that you cannot control. The mishappening can take place. So you need to follow certain preventive measures to ensure your safety and security up to the maximum standard. At last, we can say that COVID-19 has restricted the way we would love to live our life, which challenges hope every day, making psychological distress related consequences inevitable. So when it is inevitable, how we can cope? We can cope only by way of developing proactive behaviors, positive thoughts, developing psychological capitals, and developing internal locus of control. And by combining these psychological strengths, we can equip ourselves as well as we can communicate others too that they should equip themselves to cope with the COVID-19 ill consequences. We are also providing at our university level the tele-counseling to the COVID patients. And in that way, we are practicing that how we can communicate them hope and positive and proactive ways to live their own life. And I am happy to share with all of you, we are getting success in doing that. So it's my personal opinion, if as a psychologist, we follow this practice to us as well as if we spread this, we disseminate this type of communication at mass level to the community members, even to the health workers, then automatically and effectively we can be successful in spreading the positive message related to effective intervention and controlling the COVID-19 ill consequences. So it's all about my own experience. Thank you.
Dr. Sandhya?
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. Now I request Professor B.G. Reddy, sir, to take over the session.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Sandhya. Now, thank you, Professor K.N. Tripathi, sir, for your wonderful and content-oriented talk which you have given to us. So, I am thankful to you on behalf of my personal behalf and also on behalf of my World Congress of Psychologists Organization. Now, I am leaving the matter to our discussion. In our midst, so many senior professors are there. Learned people are there. Kindly contribute, kindly react.
Good evening, sir. Tripathi, sir.
Yeah.
Very vital information you have dropped in front of us. Really, we'll take it into consideration and we'll apply your guidelines, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, Professor
Hello.
Krishnamurthy, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Dr. Mahfouz Alam. Hello.
Yeah,
sir.
please go ahead.
Sir, I want to ask a question. I have completed my doctorate, but I want to make a field in the field of counseling. So, what can I do? Please, I want to know about that. As a counselor, I want to practice this. Do you need any registration or something?
I would like to answer to your question. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. From 5th onwards, we are going to conduct in the month of July 4 workshops we are conducting by involving an eminent experts, including foreign just trainers also. And if everything went on well, and we may also likely to extend this workshop program to even August also. If you attend, and you can also just clarify crystal clearly through those workshops. May I know your name?
Yeah, myself, Dr. Mahfouz Alam from Jharkhand.
Jharkhand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, through tomorrow, we are also just keeping all these information with regard to workshops in our World Congress of Psychologists website also. And in the if you give me your, of course, your name is also being recorded now, and it is going to be with our Dr. Anupama. And if you want my number also, you can just collect it from either from any one of our friends, or if you give me a message also, I can give you. So this is a very good platform we are going to give throughout India and throughout abroad also. Through these workshops, mainly we would like to give and develop so many counseling skills. And once all these workshops, the students who have completed PG and completed doctorates, and also who are also faculty at all level, from secondary level to university level, anybody can undergo these workshops. And the fees which we are just keeping for final year degree students, only 200 rupees for 4 days program. And for PG students, we are giving only charging 300 rupees. For research scholars, only 400 rupees. For staff members, we are just only keeping 500 rupees only. This is only a just service-oriented organization. Try to just spread this news through WhatsApps to your own students or to your friends, and purely only psychology students, psychology scholars, psychology staff are only eligible to undergo this course, and we will issue the certificates. And even for the enrichment of their knowledge, even other professionals can also join. They can also listen. They can also develop their knowledge. But we are not going to issue certificates other than psychology students or the staff members. So tomorrow we are keeping this information tomorrow through website, through our World Congress of Psychologists website also. This is for your kind information, sir. Next, Professor Krishnamurthy, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. As you people have observed, the psychology training is given in various fields. Psychology is so vast. Some people, some specialized get into industrial area, some into educational area, some into psychometry, some into animal behavior, and so on. Very few are equipped with the psychological capital, as Professor Tripathi was telling. So to attend to these kinds of these situations, pandemic situations, we will have to train up first with regard to skills. Once we develop the skills of attending these requirements, then I think we'll be able to cater. In that, we have to educate, go with the community psychologists with psychological education programs. Then how to help people with certain distresses. And then certain remedial measures also will have to be acquainted in order to help these people who are in need at this juncture. So in my career of nearly 45 years or so, what I have seen is most of us will stick on only to academics. We don't extend ourselves to extension services. So when we go for extension service and help the society, then I think we'll be equipping ourselves with many of these skills. Of course, I'm a trained psychologist. Ours was the first clinical psychology batch in the Mysore University. Then I went into NIMHANS. Then I went into the hospital also set up, where I worked, where I conducted my research on health issues and so on. So once I equip myself, I'll be in a better position. Whereas industrial psychologists, for example, educational psychologists, or the animal psychology specialization, or with psychometrics, research work. So most of the academics, what we are in the universities are doing is imparting knowledge up to the postgraduate level, that is MA or MSc, then end up. Whereas we training people for psychological skills, that is extending our knowledge to handle these situations like COVID. This is one example. So COVID-19 has opened up a lot of opportunities for us to look into ourselves. As Professor Tripathi said, it is the psychological capital that we have to develop and then make use of it. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, Dr. Sudhakar Reddy garu.
yes, sir. Professor B.J. Reddy, sir. I'm extremely happy, and what you have done. That is extension services, going to the police station and serving these people. And you have given beautifully the 5 cases as examples, and as a counselor, how we should help them. So I'm very thankful to you, sir. And to Dr. Tripathi, sir, Professor Tripathi. So I'm very grateful to you, sir. You have touched upon all the aspects of psychological problems during pandemic, particularly the lockdown period. The stress, fear of death, and all the depression and everything. And you said new lifestyle changes and positive thoughts, and to overcome the fear of death. Particularly, you highlighted the depression after seeing the media, because showing all the negative things for a long time, negative impact on the mind. And you said only twice you can see, limiting yourself. Now, you said the brain should be vigilant by doing yoga, and mind relaxation, positive mental attitude, and also you have beautifully touched upon the food and the going to sleep. But very quality food will have very good impact on positive mental attitude. And also, early to bed and early to rise makes man wise. So you have touched upon them for everybody to follow. And the most important thing is the psychological capital. That is the hope and positive mental attitude and efficacy, and then resilience. So this we have to improve in the people, and the proactive behavior. And now, sir, kindly advise me. Everything is possible. Then we are able to follow how you can overcome the fear of death. Can you kindly enlighten us on this aspect, fear of death? Sir. Hello?
Hello?
Sir. Dr. Tripathi, sir, kindly enlighten us on fear of death. Fear of death.
Okay. So, as Professor Reddy was saying, the role of counselor. So here, through counseling, we can prepare the persons about this death anxiety. They can come out with the death anxiety. We all have this death anxiety, but do we have any solid base of death anxiety, or it is happening at imaginary level? We need to think about it, because death is a reality, ultimate reality, you can say.
Yes.
So, but we can avoid death, the possibility of death by way of, or we can make our death more peaceful by way of using positive practices. So we need not to develop much fear about the death. We have to follow the positive habits so we can live our life in a more productive way, more presentful way. Because we cannot, you can say, that escape ourselves from death. It is harsh reality of life. But what we can do only, we can make death more beautiful by way of using positive emotions. So in this way, gradually, people, if they learn to follow the positive habits, healthy lifestyles, so automatically they may develop resilience in their own way of thoughts and way of behavior. And as a consequence, they can minimize this death anxiety in their own experience.
Oh, thank you.
Right. Yes, Dr. Vimala Garu.
Yes, sir. Is it audible?
Yeah, audible.
Yes, sir. Sir, at the outset, I appreciate both the speakers, Professor B.G. Reddy Garu and Professor Tripathi, and Professor B.G. Reddy for giving his experiential counseling sessions regarding. And I thank Professor Tripathi Garu for giving the concept of psychological capital, which is there. But as WCOP members, this is our duty. It is a team. Now we can spread this concept and we can develop programs on this. And as it is suggested by Professor Dakshinamurthy Garu, we can go into the community and develop this psychological capital among the students, among the workers, among the employees, or whoever is that. This is the first very important thing which we have to do as a psychologist from. The second thing from my view is, it is also important to develop psychological first aid programs. This is the most important.
Yeah.
There are already designed psychological first aid programs are there. Pandemic is not this is not the end. It will continue. Many uncertainties will come in the society. So the people should be ready. So if you prepare the students, especially on this, just like first aid, psychological first aid programs, already there are designed standard programs are there, or we can design as a WCOP members, we can design ourselves the programs and we spread among the students. This is most important. Psychological first aid, they can help their families, they can help others with this first aid program. First aid, this is another thing. And the third thing I want to do, people should know about the importance of the family, which we discussed in the earlier session. And all these sessions are very fruitful. And I feel that after conducting all the 9 programs, WCP will be able to provide some contribution to the community in the name of programs or developing the programs, or as many of the senior psychologists are here. If we develop the programs on this and go with the standard programs and go into the community, that will be more beneficial. And thank you very much for successful conduction of all these programs. Thank you, WCP members and all the thing for conducting the program very effectively and efficiently. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Sir, Janardhan Reddy, sir. Is there anyone from participants, please? Then,
Sir, are you providing any feedback link?
pardon?
Are you providing any feedback link for certificate or anything else?
No.
No.
Anupama? I don't think so. Where these programs, I don't think so. No feedback sheets, just we are not providing. But we are now concentrating on the coming workshops from 5th onwards. That is our major goal. You can, as I already informed you, you can make use of our services through our WCOP website also. Right. I think no one is there to contribute or to react. Okay.
Sir,
Sanjeev Kumar, yes.
Sir, I have some information regarding the question asked by Sudhakar Reddy, sir.
Yeah.
That is fear of death regarding. And with the association of Suresh Mahabal, a leading trainer in Bangalore, he is the owner of that Synergies Mastery organization, sir. He is using that Reiki techniques to tune the thanatophobia patients to overcome the fear of death, sir. That is a small submission to Dr. Sudhakar Reddy's question, sir.
Okay, thanks for your nice information, because you have, though you're a young man, you have just having a touch and experiences with so many people. Anyway, really just thanks for your giving information. Now, I think there are no participants to contribute. Now, I just once again thank our elderly professor K.N. Tripathi, sir. Just really, sir, on my personal behalf and on behalf of the World Congress of Psychologists, once again, with befolded heads, I'm really thankful to you for your richest contribution and sparing your valuable time also, sir. Thank you. Then I thank our here coordinators are there, Dr. Sandhya, Sanjeev Kumar, Dr. Anupama, then Chinni Simon, who are with us, and without them, the program may not be a successful one. Really, I thank these youngsters, and I also thank with lots of what can I say? There are no words. Today, many of our distance education psychology students have responded, for which I must be thankful to them, and even the future workshops also kindly make use of these workshops in the coming days. I once again thank you one and all, and here our contributors, Professor Sudhakar Reddy Garu, Krishnamurthy Garu, then Vimala Garu, for their nice richest contributions towards this today's topic. Finally, just thank you one and all. We are going to wind up the show, and second also last program as far as webinars are concerned, and fifth onwards we are just going for workshops. So with these words, I once again thank you one and all. Good night. Thank you.